Thank you for tuning in to the Survivor Not By Chance podcast. We discuss survivor stories from all walks of life with guests who have turned their traumatic experiences into inspirational stories. The show is for entertainment purposes only. We do not claim to be medical professionals, nor do we give medical advice. Let's get started. Come on in and enjoy the show.
Let's meet Asia Carroll, host of Survivor Not By Chance podcast. Asia is the author of The Pressures of Becoming a Diamond. She is a life coach here to help you through life's issues. Asia is also a psychic medium. Let her dive into your future. Contact Asia at www.survivornotbychance.com.
Welcome to Survivor Not By Chance podcast. I am super excited for this show tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, and I have spoken about it on the show many times before. And we're going to speak about domestic violence and how it affects families. So if you are watching my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that when I upload videos, you can see the shows. Every week we have something different, something unique. And this week we have a pre-recorded show. Next week, we may have a live show, we may not, because remember, we're living in a pandemic right now, and things can happen and cause all these unfortunate situations. So we will be taking a break as well. The podcast will be ending in February just for about a month or two, and then I will be resuming back. But I'm super excited for all of you all being here. Thank you to all of my viewers. Thank you to all of my audio listeners. I really appreciate you. So today we have a phenomenal woman who's going to be here with us. Her name is Mia, and we're going to be speaking with her about her business and her book that is coming out February 28th, 2022. And so her book is called Troubled Waters. And she speaks about some of her journey and how she survived in different areas of her life. So before I bring Mia on, let me just show you a really quick glimpse of her book. All right, so I'm super excited to have you, Mia. Thank you so much for joining.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. And thank you to everybody watching.
Absolutely. So Mia, just bear with me a moment. I'm going to pull some cards really quickly for the collective. I try to do that every week because, it's a whole lot of cards coming out. Goodness. Wow. Was not expecting that. Y'all heard the cards coming out. All right. So today we're talking about community, and a card that came out is called Gathering Around the Power of Community. And so we are each other's support system. We are supposed to be connected to each other. We are supposed to help each other get through trials and tribulations, or even different situations that can be great. We are supposed to gather together, repairing the vine, forgiveness. And sometimes we have to learn how to let go and to forgive, not for anyone else, but for ourselves, in order for our healing journeys to begin, in order for us to receive what we need to receive from God and to move forward in our lives. We also have Well Song Resonated. And so this card is just primarily saying, share your song, share your story, whatever resonates with you, allow it to resonate with you. Whatever you feel, allow yourself to feel it. Do not be afraid to speak on what you're going through, because it can help someone down the road. Stranger and curiosity. And so these times that we're moving forward, things are going to feel a little bit different. Things are going to feel strange. Things are going to make you question. But as it does those things, allow yourself to be still. Allow yourself to just listen to your intuition, listen to what God is telling you to do, and follow it, and everything will fall into place. These cards are always resonating. Every time I pull for a podcast, it's always for the subject of what I'm talking about. And it just shows the power of how God can speak through us, how Spirit can speak through us and give us messages, even when we don't think things are going to resonate. So, Mia, thank you so much again for being here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. So, let's talk about your business. Your business is Whole Life Ministries.
We're Whole Life Healing Center.
Whole Life Healing Center. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
And so let's speak about what you're doing in Whole Life Healing Center.
Okay. So Whole Life Healing Center is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we help men, women, and children transitioning out of domestic violence shelters. But in order to talk about Whole Life Healing Center, we must talk about the beginning. Whole Life Healing Center is different. We're unique because we started while I was in a domestic violence shelter. So to start something while you're in a place like that is just like, wow, God gave me purpose. He gave me a light in my lowest of lows, and I'm just grateful for it. And so to talk about Whole Life Healing Center, I was in a shelter, domestic violence shelter called Promise Place here in Georgia. And while I was in there, I was like, man, my life is over. Because, I had a great career in HR. I was doing well in life. And I felt like that was my purpose. I felt like it was at the time. And so I had to quit my job. A lot of people don't know when you go into these domestic violence shelters, you have to start over. Yeah. You have to get a new job, a new house, change your children's school because your abuser know where you are. Yep. Okay. So you have to start all over, and you have about 60 days to do this. So I was sitting there and I was like, okay, God, what can I do? What do you need me to do? And as I was sitting across the table from all these beautiful women, I'm talking about black eyes, busted eye sockets, rib cages bursted, and legs broken. I was like, how can I help? And it went back to HR. I just told them all to meet me in a lab. I did their resumes, and we ended up placing them, with job placement. And so from there, I ended up speaking with the CEO who funded Whole Life Healing Center. She funded our whole startup. And so I was like, God, that is so crazy. And I'm so thankful for her to this day. So if I never went into the domestic violence, there would never be a Whole Life Healing Center. I never would have had that close up with all the survivors who were going through and witnessing the children who were sodomized and raped, and witnessing the other survivors, including myself, who was hurt mentally, physically, emotionally. And the question was, how can I help? And that's what birthed Whole Life Healing Center.
That's such a beautiful, phenomenal story. And the work that you're doing is so needed, is so necessary. We need more people who are so vulnerable and so passionate about helping women and children and men in these domestic violence situations. Yes. And so we have another special guest today, and I'm super excited for this woman. She is such a warrior. She is so brave. She is so strong. And I just want to bring Tamika on. Tamika is someone who you've been working with. Yes. And we're going to bring her on the show just to talk with us briefly about her experience with working with you.
Okay.
Hi everyone.
Hey.
I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here with you ladies, you gorgeous ladies. And I just wanted to say it's been a pleasure working with Miss Mia. Miss Mia has been a godsend. She has been a rock in a hard place. She has been the person that has been going above and beyond. And usually I'm that person that go above and beyond for others. So it's hard for me to receive it. But when I receive it and know it's genuine, I know that she's the best person to be working with people who are in situations as such as I am. She is the best person to be an outlet for this this issue. And she's the best person to find help in these kind of situations. So she is awesome. I mean, I just hope that you continue to be the person that you are, because you are changing lives.
Oh, thank you.
The things that you've been through and the things that you've been helping me with is so powerful. I am so honored. I can't say that enough. I'm so pleased and honored by you. I feel like I'm in the presence of royalty when I'm speaking to her, because she is somebody who is changing people's lives for the better.
Yes.
And I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. And
Thank
I
you,
need that
Tamika.
book. I need that book.
You gonna get it. I promise.
I want that book. I really want that book, because I really want to continue to support her and continue to, and I'm so honored to meet you, Miss Alicia. I'm so honored to meet you. And we all have a story, but God bring us to it, but He gonna bring us through it.
Yes.
And if we keep the faith, we all could step on that other side and say, "Come on, baby, come on over here with us, because it's better.
Yes.
We gonna get to it better. We gonna get to it, to the better place. No matter where you might be, your life can change if you
Yes.
have the right help."
Yes.
Mhm. And that's the truth. And I want to tell you, Tamika, you are so inspirational. You are powerful. You are just a genuine person. And when you call, I can feel your generosity. I know who you are. When I pick up the phone, I can feel you. And you're an amazing person. And I have to tell the world that it's great people that go through domestic violence.
Yes,
It's not
Lord.
that we're less than. It's not that, we're uneducated, or it happened to the best of us. It happened to the least of us. It can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
so
it's
what I'm
not the
saying is,
end. It's not the
yes,
end of our story.
it's not the end, it's just the beginning. And I
That's
want to
right.
tell you that when she called me, let me tell you, Aisha, let me tell you why I truly adore
My
her.
name is Asia, y'all.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, Miss
Asia, I'm
Asia.
sorry.
Y'all sorry. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
It's
Miss
all right.
Excuse
Asia.
me. But
I'm sorry.
when she called me, it wasn't like I need. You know what she said the first time she called? She said, "Can you pray with me?"
Pray for me. Please pray for me.
And that touched my heart. You know what I mean? Instead of asking for material things, she said, "Can you pray with me?" And so that touched me, and it speaks volumes about who she is and
Yes.
how she operates. And so I just want to thank you so much. And I know this is just the
Thank
beginning for
you.
you.
Thank
Like
you.
I said,
I
we're going to
mean,
be in every city, we're going to be in every state, and you are more than welcome to join right in with
I,
us, or we will
I
support you in
want,
doing whatever you do.
I am ready to support, and I'm ready to build on a brand and branding myself and making things that I can leave a legacy behind too. Because at this point, I am a grandmother.
Okay.
I am a
Yes.
mother. I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother of 6. I'm a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 6. So I want to have something for them to say, this is what my grandmother left me, or this is who my grandmother was.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because
I'm sorry.
we can only leave our message and our legacy behind. You
Right.
know?
Right.
So I want to do my part while I'm here to further the next generation. That's
And
what
Amen.
I'm here.
you are definitely doing your part. You did that when you made that step to make the phone call and speak to Mia. And so, Queen, you are doing phenomenal. You
Yes,
are
you are.
going to prosper in everything that you do moving forward. Allow yourself to continue to follow your intuition, and everything will be aligned for you perfectly. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on the show, being so brave and vulnerable with us today,
Yeah.
Tamika.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm honored, and I just want to keep y'all in good spirits, and I want to ask God to keep moving in y'all lives so He can move y'all to help other people's lives.
Amen. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Well, it's nice meeting you. So nice meeting you tonight. You have a good evening.
You too, babe.
Thank
Thank you. So that made me cry a lot. And then my lash glue started getting in my eyes.
It's
So
okay.
I was
It's okay.
emotional.
But that just
Because
shows you how much you're impacting someone's life.
right, and that's what made me emotional is because it wasn't like it was 5 years ago that I went through. This was a recent situation that I just went through. And I can't even say I'm fully through it yet. I'm still dealing with residuals.
Yeah.
But while I'm dealing with that, I feel like since I found my purpose, I'm not letting it go. I'm
Right.
not letting it go. I don't care what I go through. I don't care what I face. I'm here to help somebody else. And
Yeah.
so that's what Whole Life Healing Center is going to do.
It's doing it.
Yes.
It's doing
Yes.
it. Whole Life Healing Center is literally healing individuals and families. We
Yes.
just had an example right here on the show, right here live with you all.
Yes.
So let's talk about your book,
Okay.
Troubled Waters. Where will you launch this?
So I'm self-published. I want to say
Okay.
that out
Mhm.
loud. I'm self-published. And so you'll be able to order the book from my website, Amazon. You'll be able to order it mostly from my website. I would prefer for you to go to my website and purchase it if you want me to be completely transparent. But you can go on Amazon and purchase it as well.
Okay, so tell us about the book. What is the book about?
Okay, so Troubled Waters. First, I want to talk about the title. Troubled Water has a dual meaning. Okay, so literally, troubled waters. What do you think about when you think about water? You think about, you can possibly drown. It's high waves, it's troubled times. Imagine being out in the middle of the sea. It's difficult. You see what I'm saying? And so we talk about how I navigate the difficult times in my life.
Mm.
How I got through it. What did I do to get through teen pregnancy? What did I do to get through suicidal thoughts? How did I get through the embarrassment of being a leader in the church and finding out that I was pregnant at 16? What did I do? But it also has another meaning. So if you go into the Bible and you read about the man beside the pool of Bethesda, you will see that he was waiting many, many times for people who was passing by to help him get into the pool for healing. And so it talks about God troubling the water, and the first one who gets in will be healed. And so that's what it's about. It's about troubled waters. Although I was going through difficult times in my life, God still troubled the water and I was healed.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's about. It's about, even though you're navigating the waves, even though you're going through the wind. I don't know if anybody is listening that's from up north, but I'm from Buffalo. And when it's snowing, you kind of got to turn your back a little bit so the wind don't smack you in your face.
Yes.
You learn how to navigate through that weather. And so I was talking about how I learned how to navigate through it. And even navigating through it, I still found direction. I still was able to hear the guidance that led me to the healing, led me to mentors, led me to different colleges where I was supposed to be to get scholarships, to get my education, because I didn't have the money. But just listening and being in tune, I was able to get to the healing.
That's beautiful. Yes. I love how you talked about that. I went through a similar experience. I was a leader in my church when I went to church, and I did get pregnant, and I was not married. And for me, it took me to a completely different experience than for you possibly, but that was not the type of religion for me, because I don't want to feel shamed. I don't feel like any person should feel shamed. I don't feel like any person should be embarrassed for just being a human being. And so for me, I am now into a completely different type of religion that works well for me. But I understand that feeling, and it's not a good feeling. It's a feeling that I don't think anyone should have to feel or harbor. That's hurtful.
Yeah, it was hurtful. It impacted me. a lot, but God sustained me, through it all, because the thing about it is people will be people, no matter what religion you are.
That's
People will be people will hurt you, people will build you up, you just don't know who to trust, you don't know who to go to, and at the end of the day, whatever faith you are, you have to walk in it wholeheartedly and stand firm and find you a scripture or a word or to get you through. And that's what I did, and that's what really got me through.
Yeah, and it's amazing because some people never are able to get over that hurt, Some people are never able to get through to their healing. And so I want to talk about healing really quickly right now, because you named your entire company primarily based on healing.
Yes.
And so let's discuss what healing is to you.
Okay, so healing is to me, and I'm going to be real right now.
Go ahead.
Healing is to me being able to see my abuser and not wanting to slap the hell out of him.
That is healing.
That's healing.
That is healing, yes.
That's healing. When I see him and I say, I forgive you, it's okay. Now, that don't mean that I'm going to let you back in my space. That don't mean that we're going to get back together. It just means that I was woman enough to forgive you. See?
This.
Right there. That's the thing. And so that's healing for me. Healing is to be able to touch on those sore topics without getting into a negative mental space, without harboring negativity in my heart. I can talk about domestic violence. I can talk about how he left me and had 2 children. I can talk about how he did the things that he did to me and not sit here and cry.
Right.
That's healing.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And, I speak about a lot of healing in my book, The Pressures of Becoming a Diamond, which is available on Amazon. But I speak about my experiences with domestic violence as a child.
Okay.
Sometimes people do not realize children, they go through experiences when they're witnessing domestic violence in the home.
Yes.
And it is hard for children, I remember watching my mom being beat bloody. Okay. I remember watching my mom suffering and crying. I remember watching a lot of things happening in my home, and it affected me. And I didn't realize it affected me until I became an adult.
Right.
Adult. In my relationships, I was exposing my partner to toxic behaviors because I did not know how to love.
I'm sorry. I had to grab my head. I didn't even know if I was going to smile or cry because that is in my book. I talk about how it affects my children, how they went from being honor roll students to now not even passing, like how it affects the children. And it's so funny because that is in there, how people forget to understand, forget about the children.
Yeah.
They need love. They need support. They need therapy.
Yes.
They need that when they witness this. I didn't know if I was going to cry, smile, do what. I just held my head because I was like, wow, she is so on point right now.
Yeah, because, it's a lot. I didn't even realize it. I literally was allowing myself to be in relationships with people. Some people did genuinely love me and some didn't. And not only that, but I was attracted to who my mom was attracted to, who were abusers. And you don't realize how that affects children. They mirror what they see. And not saying all of my partners were abusive, because not all of them were, but there were a few who were. And it's not just physical abuse. We're talking about emotional abuse.
Yeah.
We're talking about financial abuse. We're talking about so many different levels of abuse that people do not realize affect children as well as the individuals who are in those relationships.
Can I say something to piggyback off of what you just said? Because it's so important. I talked about it on my show as well. You know how people say, I got a type. That's my type. That's my type. Sometimes you have a type that just ain't good for you. I had a type and it was not good for me. And I didn't understand why I had the type that I had. But I had to look back over my childhood, the things that I went through. I had to look back over what I was looking for, the type of security I was looking
Yeah.
for, you know what I mean? And why I kept falling into this same, listen,
The
some
past.
of us are attracted, we are attracted to narcissists. We have
Yes.
to be careful of that.
Yes. Yes. I
We have to
agree.
be careful of that and pay attention to the red flags. Do not dismiss them.
Yes. And I think a lot of times that wounded child inside you as you're an adult that you never took time to actually heal,
Mm-hmm.
that child is looking for love. And so a lot of times we attach ourselves to people who are showing us a fictitious amount of love initially. And so when we're attaching ourselves to this fictitious love, this illusion of love, we don't know it's not real. And then that's when that narcissistic abuse starts to come in, that a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't understand. Like, why would she not leave him? Why she allow him to do that? Why he allow her to do that? Why he let her hit him? Why he let, no, you know why? Because you are literally programmed into believing this is what love looks like. Not
Exactly.
to mention, this person is going to gaslight you. This person
Mm-hmm.
is going to love bomb you. They're going to give you all the love in the world, then going to snatch it back. They'll give you
Yes.
all the world in love, all the love in the world, and they're going to snatch it back. And so what happens is it's a cycle of abuse that a lot of people are not very familiar with, and they're not taught. And that's why I take the time every month to do at least one episode on domestic violence.
Yes.
It is happening in so many relationships, in so many friendships, in so many family dynamic relationships, between siblings, between
Yes.
parents, between
Exactly.
partners, between friendships. It's happening, and we're not
Mhm.
addressing it, and we need to address it in order for us to heal and move forward.
And not only that, they pick you up just to drop you right back down. They're your prince knight in shining armor. They're everything you ever could have dreamed of, and then all of a sudden you're like, do he have mental illness or what just happened? But the
Mhm.
thing about it is, when that happens the first time, run. Don't wait for it to happen a second time. And also another red flag. I just want to say this out loud.
Go
When
ahead.
you're dating somebody who don't get along with anybody, I'm talking about his mother, his cousin, his sister, the job don't even like him. And you come and you like, where your friends at? He's like, well, I got one friend, but we only talk once a week. Run. That shows you his personality. And at first I was like, oh, he don't have anybody. I want to be there for him.
Yeah.
Oh, he don't do it. Don't do it, because it shows you that they cannot build relationship with people.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, I get passionate about this
No,
thing.
that's good, because a lot of people don't know that I literally would be in situations with people who did have a lot of friends and who did not have a lot of friends. So that is something that is a great tip for people who are looking to date or who are in relationships.
Yes, it's real. It's really real.
1 minute. So Tamika's behind the scenes, and she was saying so many young women and old need to hear this message. That's so beautiful. Thank you for telling us
Yes.
that, Tamika. I agree with you.
And I must say, I'm sorry because I'm
Oh
on fire
yeah.
right now. I
Yeah,
must say this one last thing. When you get out of the domestic violence situation physically, there is still an emotional disconnect that have to go on. You're still in this state of abuse because you got to get through it mentally. And then, for example, when you break apart, they still trying to come back. They
yes.
still trying to come back. And so you still fighting for your life. And I
Mhm.
want to encourage you to continue fighting for your life, continue standing your ground. Just because you pull yourself out that situation, that don't mean that they're not going to try to get back, but it's up to you. It's up to you to protect yourself, your life, your children. I've done 3 vigils this year for individuals who did not survive the domestic violence situation. And I don't want that to be you. If you break free, stay free.
Yes. And be careful of the next relationship you're going to get into, because remember, you have already had this emotional abuse that you've been dealing with in whatever situation, whether it is a male or female, whether it's a woman to woman lesbian relationship, a man to man gay relationship, a man to woman heterosexual relationship, any relationship that you're in, domestic violence can exist. And you need to take time to heal in between. Please do not jump into another relationship, because you
Please.
can jump into another domestic violence situation and you're just starting a cycle all over again.
Yes. And I know that we're winding down. I just want to talk about, is it okay if I talk about Whole Life Healing Center real quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So Whole Life Healing Center, last year, we helped over 50 survivors. We helped with resumes. We helped with job placement. We helped with security deposits. We helped with bills. We helped in any way that we could. It was our first year in business, and I feel like we rocked the house.
Yes.
This year, we need people in the community. We need churches. We need businesses to partner with us. We have survivors who are in a situation to where they're looking for help from the shelters, and the shelters are, that's right. And the shelters are overcrowded, y'all. Y'all can look it up. Since COVID, it has more than tripled domestic violence. And so now we have a situation to where the domestic violence shelters are bursting at the seams. Funding dollars are not there. Hotels are overcrowded. Stipends are running out. And if you go on our page, a lot of times we have situations where we're asking people to sponsor a survivor. Y'all, please partner with us. We are working on a security deposit program, and anybody in this world can partner. Anybody can donate with us on this program. We are just trying to make sure that there is no family on the street. Most of the survivors have children, okay? And I'm telling you, I have survivors that will come on here and tell you the truth. Whole Life Healing Center, we ain't playing. We don't give money in hand. We give money directly to the hotel or directly to the property manager. But the thing about it is, let's work together for this security deposit assistance program.
Yes.
Please donate.
That's amazing. And so, to all of my audio listeners, the website is www.holeifehealingcenter.org. And that's www.wholelifehealingcenter.org. Please, if you are interested in making a donation, if you are interested in helping Mia in any way possible to help our survivors, please reach out to her organization, because she is doing phenomenal work. As you can see, we even have one of the survivors who she's been working with that came on a show, and she was so brave to be here with us. So please be kind in our comments. Please be considerate of people's situations. And I just want to thank each and every one of the guests for being here. Thank you, Tamika, for being here with us and your bravery. Mia, thank you for coming and sharing your journey with us, as well as your organization and your book. You are doing phenomenal work, Queen. We need more people like you who are passionate about helping others the way that you do. So thank you for being a survivor, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, guys.
Absolutely. So we're going to wind down now. I thank you all, to all of my listeners, all of my viewers. Thank you so much for being here. You all are doing phenomenal work. Thank you for supporting my show, because I do this not for myself, but I do this for so many survivors out there. We all are surviving our own journeys. We are survivors not by chance, but we are survivors because we fought to survive. That is what my purpose is. That is who I am. And I use my gifts from readings and life coaching, as well as the podcast, to help share survivor stories. So I appreciate you all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good night, and a good day. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you.
Thank you for listening to the Survivor Not by Chance podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to today's guest. We are survivors not by chance. We survive because we fought to survive. Peace and blessings to you all.